Hello everyone, MB here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, we got a bunch of new card reveals for the set Battle Partners, which does actually release quite soon in Japan, so we should see all the cards revealed fairly shortly, actually, within the next week or so. But yeah, this releases in Japan on January 24th, and it should be part of our Journey Together set releasing in the West. So the first evolution line that we can take a look at here is a Magmortar line. Now, sadly, Magmar has 8 HP, he's a beefy boy. Also has 2 retreat cost, which makes him a bit annoying to use, so you'll have to use stuff like Precious Trolley or just rely on Nest Balls, which is a bit awkward. However, Magmortar has the powerful ability Magma Surge, which increases burn damage by plus 30. So it's actually an extra 30 damage. It's not just saying, 1 extra damage counter and takes it to 30, because burn is usually 20, right? So burn is now 3 more, so 50 between turns. It also doesn't specify that this ability can't stack, which might change, but I'm assuming you will be able to stack this. So if you put 2 of these on your bench, your Magmars, well, your burn damage will be doing, what was that, plus 80 damage instead? So you'll be doing, 80 damage in between turns for burn. So honestly, a bit scary. Seems pretty solid in GLC, especially. But yeah, could be pretty good as like a way of stacking damage. Also got this Volcanion EX, which synergizes with it. Has the ability Scorching Steam. Once you return, if this Pokemon is in your active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon burned. So the attack isn't anything special, but the ability is, it's actually pretty solid. So you could combo this with like Latios EX. So in Miraidon, for example, if you wanted an extra 20 damage, then maybe this could be a nice option. You could, of course, like use this with a bunch of Magmortars and try and like stack burn damage between turns. That might be okay with cheap, efficient attackers like Zacian EX, funnily enough. So like maybe a Zacian EX Magmortar deck with like Precious Trolley, Latios, Volcanion. Could honestly see it working, so yeah, that seems like a lot of fun. As itself, though, 160 and then moving energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, not that impressive. Like, keeping the energy is nice, but 160 is just, it's not a lot of damage, really. So you'll definitely be relying on the burn damage to get up there. But yeah, maybe there's something to be had here, but there's no real ways of, like, accelerating energy to Volcanion outside of, like, Charizard, which gets a bit awkward. So yeah, seems like a lot of fun, though, either way. Also got a new Wailord line. Just look at that. I mean, very, very pretty. Will it load? Thank you. Very, very pretty. Love this artwork. This Wailord has 240 HP, so that's very big for a single price Pokemon, more than pretty much any stage 2 in the game. Full colorless, single price stage 2, of course. But yeah, full colorless, Hydro Pump does 10 damage, and then 50 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. This is whatever. I don't want to give this a bad rep because Wailord is one of my favorite Pokemon, but like, Hydro Pump, like, this is just going to be so clunky with Baxcalibur. Like, you just need so many energy all the time. There's no Wishful Baton in play. Like, EXP share is okay, I guess, but there's no Irida post rotation. That's another thing, so it's that bit much more inconsistent than it would be. So yeah, Hydro Pump. If you have full water energy, you can do like 210, which that's not too bad, I guess. But you're never like carrying anything that's not Pheasantipity, so yeah, it honestly just seems like a lot of work for how much damage you're doing. And unless they print some like major one price support, I don't think this Wailord's going to be very good, sadly. But in GLC, it's definitely playable. But in standard, nothing too crazy, sadly. Then we have probably the strangest reveal here, just an Ends Proleon, 70 HP, very forgettable attack. A bit odd, to be honest. I thought they would have revealed Liepard or something, but bit of a strange reveal. We've got Magearna. Also, there's no Lily's Pokemon in this reveal, by the way, which is also a bit weird. But we've got Magearna here, which 90 HP, has the ability Auto Heal as long as it's in the active spot. Whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you may heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. So in theory, you could play Baxcalibur and then stack a load of energy and then heal all the damage on Wailord. But I mean, that doesn't really make much sense as a strategy because you're kind of relying on Wailord not being one-shotted. So like you get the first Wailord charged up, right? Then you pay the retreat cost and then you promote Magearna and then you like reattach all the energy and heal all the damage. But yeah, it just seems like a bit of a clunky. I think that's the combo they're pushing, by the way, with this. But in other decks, you could play this in decks that are already running like the skateboard thing. So that's okay, I guess. You could play this on Chaladon to heal some damage, but aside from that, not that impressive, to be honest. Got a Hops Corviknight, which is basically like, I guess, the budget Hops deck to come out of this set. Shoot through for a colorless, so the Hop's Choice Band will decrease this attack cost by 1 colorless, which is nice. Does 50 damage and then 50 more damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Honestly, not that bad for a snipe move. And then Steel Wing for 2 metal and a colorless does 150. And during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon does take 60 or less damage from attacks. So if you do factor in the Hop's Choice Band, yeah, the Chops Band, your attack cost is reduced by 1 colorless and you're doing plus 30. So Steel Wing can do 180 and for only 2 metal, while also you taking 60 less next turn. You've also got like the Stadium to bump your damage by plus 30. You've got Snorlax to increase it by another 30. Like maybe even just like a sniping deck, this could be okay. But yeah, it is a bit fragile for a stage 2. It's a lot of effort. Thankfully, there was actually, well, thankfully for this deck, there was another item revealed that is good for keeping Hop's deck very consistent. So yeah, more on that later, so do bear that in mind. But yeah, Hops Corviknight seems like a fun budget deck, I guess. I got a new Rookie D and Hops Corvuswire. To be honest, even if you can't play the Corviknight in GLC, I would just say at this point you may as well run the Corvuswire line, just because like 80 damage can be modified into like Cracker's numbers with all the Hop support. So yeah, I think this might just be worth it in GLC anyhow. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Got a Super Potion, bit of a return to form, I guess, with healing. Heals 60 damage from one of your Pokemon if you do discard energy. It's okay, I guess. Like, maybe good not Chaladon, maybe. Got a Hops Bag. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Hops Pokemon and put them onto your bench. I kind of wish that this card had been like more of a universal support for trainers Pokemon. But, you know, just buffing one deck definitely makes this way more of a niche card. You know, I kind of wish we'd gotten some more general support for like owners Pokemon and I guess single price Pokemon as well. But yeah, this is definitely a very strong card. It'll find you like Zacian and Cramorant, which you would have only been able to find with Nest Ball. So it just makes the deck that much more better. Also, if you're playing the Corviknight deck, then you know you would have run like Poffin for Rookie D, I guess. But now you can just run this, and you'll be able to find like Rookie D, Cramorant, Zacian if you play it, the Snorlax. So yeah, it's a very strong item, probably a 4 in the Hops deck. So yeah, very, very playable card. Also got Iris's Fighting Spirit. Discard a card from your hand if you do draw cards until you have 6 in your hand. This is an effect we've seen 3 times now in the Scarlet Violet era. We saw it on Rev Room, we saw it on Kilowatt Troll, the Iono's Kilowatt Troll, and now we're seeing it again as a supporter. They really want us to use this effect. I don't know. But yeah, it seems okay actually in the Ends deck because the Ends item card allows you to attach your basic energy from the discard pile to one of your Ends Pokemon. So I guess like Iris's Fighting Spirit has some synergy there. You know, you discard an energy and then draw up until you have 6 cards in your hand. I guess that's kind of cool. So like maybe in the future as well, if anything like Research or Iono rotates, then we'll have Iris's Fighting Spirit. So that's cool. But yeah, aside from that, we've also got Ends Castle, which just basically gives all your Ends Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, has no retreat. So that's pretty cool. It just means that if you open with like Darmuka or whatever its name is, or like Enzora, you could like just free retreat it into Buddy or something, or you know, you could just basically gives you a free option to pivot out the active spot. You don't have to worry about retreat cost basically. So that's like a nice at least 2 of, I would say, in the Ends deck. I guess you could play like 3 or 4 of, or like maybe it's like not even that good. But honestly, I think giving everything in your deck free retreat that's important, I think is relevant. So I'll definitely run maybe 2 copies of this at least. So that's a cool buff for the Ends deck. But honestly, really surprised there's not been any Lily's Pokemon reveal. Also, only like 1 proper end card here. Ends Proleon's just like a whatever kind of reveal. Like, where's the Lipard, you know? Wailord, I don't think has a notable trainer from what I remember, so it kind of makes sense that there's no owner's Pokemon for Wailord. Although I do admit, you know, they could have done more owner's Pokemon and owner's trainers in the set, potentially. Even if it was just for like 4 or 5 cards, you know, 4 or 5 Pokemon could have had an owner, so yeah, a bit of a shame, I guess, but the artwork is amazing on that Wailord. Volcanion honestly seems like a lot of fun. I think this actually will be pretty good with Latios, just because it is effectively a plus 20 damage modifier in any deck that runs Latias, so that's cool. And then Magmortar could be a lot of fun in GLC, but also maybe in Standard with like Precious Trolley and stuff. So yeah, a lot of very fun, playable card reveals today here. So do let me know what you think down below. The hops item looks kind of broken, to be honest. I do think that item is broken. Yeah, this thing is, yeah, this is kind of crazy actually. But yeah, we'll have to see if the hops deck delivers and ends up being really strong. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. It's been Power, and yeah, thank you for watching.